want me to grab you the right, can you give me a paper? Yeah. Thank you.
A little recap.
Stop going.
Emily, can you give me my phone?
Hey, take out the Pretest.
No. Gotcha.
Oh, I found it. Right, it was in like the back of my phone.
Ryan, why didn't you give me?
What just happened here?
You can draw some kind
Mine was.
Yeah, I'm not sure why you're here.
You do a Sigma? Nah, made in the bank.
Right, you definitely put that on when you did play.
Raindrop episode 2. You do a Sigma?
That's like chapter like 7.
I don't keep track.
Chapter 1 is Yankee with no grin. Yankee with no grin. Remember that?
No!
You don't remember that? With the Yankee no grin. And I like to cut deep.
Raindrop chapter 2. Skibidi and skibidi.
No, that's like Skibidi is like 50, bro.
How many chapters are there?
Like 70.
What? How do you know that?
I see the video.
I don't give like 12.
Fondale Dingle might have been one actually.
I'd rather do
What was first, Fondale or?
I like that's a lot.
I was
always
Sarah, where were you?
Yeah, I like
Or maybe 21. 21. No.
That's the
That might have been the
19,000.
Before that.
Hey.
Fortnite.
Gotta do.
Alright.
Fortnite for Call of Duty. Fortnite for Call of Duty. I'm gonna have to pick Fortnite. What?
Here we go. The answers are actually on the screen.
Thank you, Mr. Hunt.
Not yet.
Yes, sir.
Together.
Thank you, sir.
Other things.
Thank you.
Leave a little disco action. Too small?
Yes.
Ryan, do you just have negative forces?
Yeah, you should tell the exact point. I need one.
Get some glasses.
Number 4.
No, that's right.
Well, you had it right. Let's try to put for number 2. Which one? You had put 8 for number 2.
Just
Only the
forgot
number,
the
not a point. So it could be X equals
Wait.
Y.
Wait, Mr. Ron, it says one of the equations of the axis of symmetry. I wrote negative over.
The equation for the axis of symmetry is always X equals something.
Well, it's number.
Always.
So wrong if I just put -1.
That is not an equation.
And
Would it be
then.
Y?
I'm not sure why people are saying like something like that.
I know. Oh, wait, yeah.
Yeah.
Here's this for 4.
Kind of mean.
True.
You will know by looking very
She wrote them 1 minute 58 seconds. Mine does not look like that.
Do all you people need glasses?
Milo has glasses.
Mine are.
Wait,
I didn't want to put them up today.
Imagine sitting like that.
Sarah getting glasses?
Go back and sit to your seat. I will make it big enough because I cannot take you.
What if I can't see from here?
Sam, you're getting glasses.
I'm getting my glasses today.
Wondering.
My last time having
I'm just typing it back. Yeah, when you type all
Number
that,
5, then.
that come right to you.
Riker, what is number?
Children, I'm about to make the no talking rule.
I'm working on it always.
Yeah. I understand you're helping somebody, but I'm not a big fan of chaos, and that's where we're going. I will hear. Because apparently we struggle with being able to correct it on our own here. The minimum value here would be 2, -4. The y-intercept, where x is 0, y is 8. That's the intercept. It's a point, ladies and gentlemen. Very nice looking point. Get rid of this. Number 3. Number 3 asks for the axis, the equation of the axis of symmetry, and that is always going to be an x value because x is -1, right along that line right there. 4 asks for the domains. Domain are the x values. It goes forever left and right, even though it doesn't look like it will. Eventually it will because it goes on forever. And infinity is a very long place to go. 5 asks for the range. The range is the y value, so y has to be greater than, I don't know if it needs to be greater than or equal to, but it's bigger than -5. One way or the other. Number 6. You have this little thing here. You should be able to see yours. I mean, you'll know if it's wrong, it'll be in some completely other distant galaxy. Number 7. Bounce out here, looks at -7, and then just kind of loops like this. Is that helping out? I feel better about it. Number 8, it has a maximum here, whatever that is. What is that? -6. Makes a little loopy thing down here. Number 9. Here we go. That's uncharted territory. Number 9 has a maximum there at 4, 6, 7. Is that what that is? Yeah. And those two down like this. Is that right? Yeah. Number 10, another minimum here at what? -3. I believe the axis of symmetry is this little number right here, positive 6. Then you have to find one more point, which would be right here. Some of my favorites down here, identifying which graph is what over here. I don't know what you put down for your answer. You probably could just put g of x is this one, k of x, f of x, h of x. I don't know if that's what you did or not, but they were all labeled differently, so you can label them like that. Number 12, f of x here, g of x, h of x, k of x. And then last, but certainly not least, first one was exponential. Second one was a quadratic.
Yes.
And the third was also a quadratic.
Woo.
What'd you do?
David,
Can you do 9 or 10?
9 and 4. 9 or 10. Well, this is the deal with 9 and 10. First of all, you have to ask yourself what question, what form is it in? David, did you ask yourself what form is this in? David, out loud, what form is this in? Vertex form. And you looked at your notes on vertex form, David? Let's do that right now, Dave. Will you open up your stuff? Will you find vertex form? What?
You go up 4 over 11.
Vertex form.
Right, this is the last.
This is what you need for 9 and 10. This will get you home. It's actually pretty easy. But you probably want to jot it down here. Look, I have it marked in my book. You're right. Yellow piece of paper.
What?
I am right. Correct. Vertex form, it says that the axis of symmetry, copy, the line that goes up and down, the axis of symmetry is the letter H. Because the vertex form is what? F of x. Here's vertex form. F of x equals a times x minus h squared plus k. That might be something you want to jot down there. So whatever number is here in the parenthesis after the x is the axis of symmetry. The one thing you have to watch out for, ladies and gentlemen, is don't forget this is in the original generic form, it's a minus. So if it's a plus in there, it switches to its opposite. Your axis of symmetry is -1. Because if you put a -1 in there, you get that plus that they showed you. So right away, you can put here at -1 is your axis of symmetry. Got that, David?
Yes.
Second thing it says is the vertex is what? H comma K, which means this. Whatever number stuck out here all by its lonesome, that is going to be the bottom or the top of your graph. And 7, I'm not sure, it looks like it's right here. +7 will be the top of that. Then Anderson says 8 is the slope. I don't know, is 8 the slope? I'm not so sure. I'm not sure I can count on that, but if it were me, I probably would take my equation and just pick a point. I don't know if I can go by slope and if it's always true, so I would just say, let's say I picked 0 for my x. What am I gonna get for y? Well, 0 plus 1 is 1, squared is 1, times -8 is -8, -8 plus 7 gives you -1. So I know at the point 0, -1, and there's gonna be an opposite thing, and that's all I really know, and I can graph this. I don't think I need to do a whole lot more. So that would be, but I believe it probably is the slope, it's probably -8, so you could count from this point, come down 8 and go over 1. Which is probably what I just did there, wasn't it?
Not easier.
Maybe. But you can't see, the thing is, Anderson, I can't say definitively that that works for every time. Like, what would happen if it was something else here? What if this was, I don't know. I'm not ready to accept it.
Let's not hope it's something else.
So, David, quickly, the next one, axis of symmetry is gonna be 6. It's going to top out at, no, it's gonna bottom out at -3. And then you just need to figure out, Anderson says our slope is 4, so you get your, should not be that hard. Unfortunately, Kavarik has a question.
So you always change the H to its opposite in the original
Right,
form?
because it's a negative. In the original form, because this is a negative, if you end up with a positive here, that had to be negative, because the negative would give you that
And
positive.
then the negative.
If it was a negative, then it's just a 6, because you have to put a positive 6 in there. You have to think backwards at some point, which is good for some of you, because most of you are backwards as a general rule. Is this all we have, Sam? Make sure you know your quadratic, linear, and whatever stuff to the bottom, the three last answers.
Okay, you did a lot of them.
I sure could. I could do them a lot better if I could actually see what they said. Let me see if I can pull it out of here. Maybe I'll just go back to the answers. I probably will. Let's just do that, because I can see it there. All right, so Sam, first thing I would do is this, okay? If the x squared is positive, you know it has to be the happy face. If the x squared is negative, it has to be the unhappy face. Okay, so you know right away you can find this k of x1 because it's going to be the only one that's upside down. This one has to be that one. Now the other three, then, Sam, take a look here. Okay, let's say I'm doing this one. You know, because this is factored into this, you can figure out what they call the zeros of the function, or where it crosses the x-axis is when this is 0. When is x plus 9 0? When x is negative 9. So look down here, only one of them, Sam, crosses at negative 9, which is right here. So right away you can say, oh, that has to be, this one has to be h of x. Because it's the only one of these that actually crosses the x-axis there. We can keep going further here, that's that. Same thing for this one. This is the same thing, except it's x plus 1 squared, which is x plus 1 times x plus 1. When will this be 0? When x is negative 1. Which one of the remaining two crosses or hits at negative 1? Gotta be this one. Where x is negative 1 right there. So this one has to be the g of x. And the last one, another thing you can look at is this. This number all by itself over there is always going to be the y-intercept. Which one crosses the y-axis at positive 3? Right here. So that has to be whatever f of x1. Same thing over here, Sam. Well, in this case, you only got one of them that's right side up, so you know that one has to be this one. This one here, which one crosses where x is positive 2 and positive 4? Right here. This is the only one that crosses at those 2 points, so this has to be the h of x. This one here, which one has a y-intercept of negative 1? This one here. So just by looking at it, by process of elimination, you should be able to get most of them here. This one here, what's this? You get positive 2, which one crosses at positive 2? That one there.
What does the negative outside parentheses?
What negative outside of what parentheses?
The fourth and kx.
This one, right here?
Yeah.
It just tells you it's gonna open down. And you could always substitute numbers in for it, see what they call. What, Anderson?
To be 6.
I hate number 6. If you got number 6 wrong, it's probably because you're too afraid to actually do it out.
You're right.
Okay. Do I still need to do it then?
Yeah.
Let me get this squared out of here. So if, why is it, whatever. If you're confused on this, this is just your garden variety standard form there. If you're doing the standard form, ladies and gentlemen, the first step is to write down your A, B, and C. A equals, B equals, and C equals negative 10. Then you need to plug into the axis of symmetry formula, which is negative B over 2A. Negative B is negative 10, so it's a negative 10 over 2 times A, which is a negative 5. Negative 10 is positive 10. 2 times negative 5 is a negative 10. So my axis of symmetry was x equals negative 1. So here, at negative 1, is an up and down line. Yeah. Yeah. Step number 2 is you gotta figure out where that parabola crosses that axis of symmetry, and the only way really to do that is to sit here and take what you figured out x to be, put that into this whole formulae, and figure out what the y is. Again, you probably should try to do this maybe on a different piece of paper. I don't know. So it would look like this. You're gonna take -5 times -1 squared minus 10 times -1 minus 10. You have to do the squared part, order of operations, so you have to do exponents first. -1 times -1, +1 times -5 is a -5. Negative times negative is a +10 minus 10. +10, -10 cross off. So here at -5 is where this thing crosses. The point that's the vertex there. Then on this one, finding the next point is very easy. Why? Because this is always the y-intercept. It crosses the y-axis over here at -10. Here. And you've got enough points, because it's symmetrical. Draw your whatever thing up out of there. Woo-ha! Avery. All of the above, well, one of them should, well, maybe not. I guess it's these are all definitions, Avery. The minimum, Avery, is the bottom of the graph. It's the smallest point there. So you just want this point right here. And that point is 2, -4. If the parabola is going the other way, is that the parabola goes the other way, it's called the maximum because it has the highest point. It would still be the same thing, you just find out what that point is there. Maximum, minimum. Number 2, the y-intercept is just where does it cross the y-axis. So follow the y-axis. Where does that parabola cross? Right here. Where x is 0. X is 0, y is 8. That's where it crosses that y-axis. Number 3, the axis of symmetry is, find the axis of symmetry, go to its either maximum or minimum, in this case it's the maximum. Whatever line, whatever the x value is at that point, that is its axis of symmetry. X is -1. That's its axis of symmetry. Just definition there. Conrad, is this one where you didn't write down any of the work and then you're just gonna go, oh, which one? Oh, 8. 2, 4, 6, 8. Who did we obliterate? Oh wait, but I had, let's see if I can get this one. So you did all the stuff we did and you still didn't get it? You showed your work, you did it slowly and excitingly. So what did you get A to be, Maya? -1. B is -2. C is then you did the axis of symmetry, which is -b over 2a. Did you have to use parentheses for this or no? Okay. So negative, what is b? -2. And 2 times a, which is 2 times -1, right? -2 is a +2 on top, you get a -2 on the bottom, so your axis of symmetry is, for x is -1. Yes, Maya, I can tell by the small grin on your face that at some point there something happened. What happened? There you go. So here where x is -1 is your axis of symmetry. You need to take that -1, put it in for x, and figure out what the y is. So negative Remember, you need parentheses here, because this would be then -1 squared minus 2 times -1 minus 7. -1 times -1 is +1, but there's a negative out there, so you get a -1 for that. -2 times -1 is a +2, and what's that, a -7. So, in this case, because it's going upside down, you have a maximum that is at -8 plus 2, -6. So, that would be right here. This is the y-axis at -7, that right here. And you get this little crazy parabola. This may be the only time in your life you're actually gonna have to graph these, because you'll probably be able to use a graphing calculator later on, but you know what? If you know how to do it by hand, you'll appreciate the calculator a lot more. I should give you a test over the calculator. Robbins, anything? You
No.
feel relatively confident about this? This doesn't seem, I think I could have made this a lot harder, but you know, it is the end of the year, so. I'm trying to get you through that. Sam,
Was number 13 exponential?
number 13 in my world was exponential. Again, that would be something I'd be jotting notes down. If you're going by multiplying from one term to the other, that's exponential. If you're going by adding, that would be linear. If it doesn't have any pattern on the first go around, you have to go to the second go around and see. If you get something on the second go around, then it's quadratic. If it's a parabola, this is quadratic. If it looked like this, that's exponential. If it's a straight line, that is linear. Wait, I didn't do any odds and evens. Why didn't I do odd and even? Maybe tomorrow I'll just spring them on you.
No.
Oh, I forgot. Dang it. 3 people finished their thing. Who's that? Somebody here. Reading too. Sam, you already finished your math one.
I did?
That was probably why it started you over again. Sam has one more for us. I can't imagine what it would be. This is just a penny.
That is
You know what it is?
1 cent.
It's the bottom of my table.
Wow.
Which one, Sam?
I was just writing my hand that I did this.
Oh, really? Show us some of your faces for art. Heron!
Can you,
Wait, did I already do
yeah,
that?
I already did those. Can you do it again?
I will post the video of this if you want to watch it again. How about that? But in a nutshell, because everyone would be helpful, Avery, you need to write down the vertex form of whatever it was, which was what? Let me write that down. Alpha x equals A times what?
A
X
parentheses, X
minus
parentheses,
H plus
H
K.
squared.
Squared plus K. That would be my starting point. H is the axis of symmetry. Whatever number is in here with the X, that's the axis of symmetry, but it's always opposite what it shows. So if it's +1, it would be -1. That's why it came here. And this number is always the top, the min, or the max. So to get the point, you can just take this point, it's -1, +7 is the point where that comes to the top. And then again, this is always the y-intercept, so here at +7 across the y-axis. And you could kind of get a line from there. But I will post that if you want to watch it over and over again. Hopefully it works. Okay, my microphone is on, is it? Pretty crystal clear. I think that was pretty much everything, wasn't it? So David's waving his hand like this. You're not on camera, dude, that, but it's only showing this. There's nothing, it does not show you.
I thought.
As much as you'd like to see you again. Or maybe not. Alright. What you could do, I could give you the extra credit now, and you could start on extra credit. Because you don't have time to do it. I really didn't. I got something. I have a test note. Let me get you your test note first.
Look at these colors.
Hello. No, Rodney was not president. Well, that's the underwater thing. That's
Rainbow fence.
Underwater message. Number one.